Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas. I just wanted to make this little video to show you the reality of mine and my mama's Christmas again this year in the house that she is living in. It's her home, our family home for the last 40 years. And the disgusting fungus and the disgusting damp that she has to deal with and wait for absolute years to be fixed, and there is no light in sight that it will be fixed anytime soon, because of the way the country and the justice system works and the people that can use that system to avoid any kind of responsibility are. So altogether, it's a perfect combination of making hell from someone's life and endanger their life and health with absolute zero consequences. So I just wanted to show you the reality of my mama's living here in this house in Hemdra for the last 3 years. It has been the worst. And the person responsible for fixing it is never going to do it unless forced by court. And again, it may take absolute years. In the meantime, my mama's health will be terribly affected and her life endangered, because if you find out about the consequences of living in a house full of damp and dangerous multicolored fungus growth in the walls all over the house, then you will realize that it can have absolutely horrid consequences on your life, especially if you're an elderly woman in the 70s and your health should not be endangered in any way. So here we go. Here we are in the kitchen where basically the beauty is in full bloom, but not just in the kitchen. There we go. So this is the whole of the kitchen area that's covered in absolutely disgusting fungus, multicolored damp, and no matter how much my mom has tried to get rid of it, it keeps coming back. And the reason is that this house hasn't had any repairs done for dozens of years. It has got zero insulation done to protect against it. And basically, this is like fighting with windmills, as we say in Poland. The problem is that the walls are completely soaked in that horrible, disgusting, dangerous to the health stuff, and it will have to be removed professionally, literally stripping off half of the wall to get rid of it, because that's how contagious it is, and it just keeps spreading and spreading. So this is the bathroom area where it's also doing quite well. And imagine having a shower or bath with all the fumes in the kitchen and everything else floating in the air. It's a perfect combination to endanger your health. This is the corridor area where, again, the whole ceiling is getting affected massively. And the reason is that there is no right circulation because this front door is now locked from my mama, and she can't even open and use them, even though she bought them and she's still paying for it. So this is the result of locking everything in the house and leaving it like this and letting all the walls and ceilings to get affected by this horrible stuff that she has had to breathe in for the last 3 years, and it's only getting worse as you can imagine, within a few months this whole thing is going to be covered in it. And one of the reasons why it's been happening is that the cellar gets flooded every year, and it's basically gets a lot of water coming in from the hole in the ground that she has had left here in the cellar. And when basically it rains a lot, or if there's a lot of snow and it melts, then basically the water comes out of this hole and it floods the whole cellar, and then the walls get soaked, get wet, and this is the reason and the result for it, that basically everything here is falling apart. The walls are wet and literally everything gets affected by it. So the problem is the whole of the installation of the house, the lack of reducing the damp and soaking of the water out of the walls and the ceilings. And well, that's just another beauty of this house, the dangerous oven that she has to use, even though it shouldn't be allowed to be used anymore because it's dangerous for your health and life. But she hasn't got any other option, because again, it's not her responsibility to buy a new central heating, new oven, and her life is literally endangered every single day. It's a huge oven that you basically put coal in, or some wood that I try to chop for her and help her as much as I can to deal with this nightmare. Gets a lot of smoke. The whole cellar gets filled with smoke. It gets into your eyes and you breathe it in, and I so worry about her health and life, because she shouldn't have to deal with that every single day. So as much as I can, I now help her with it. But it's absolutely horrendous. And again, it's something that she would have to wait absolute years to get someone to change it, to fix it, because that's how the courts and the justice system and the people who should be doing it from their own will work, and they don't want to change anything for someone else's life, even though it's their responsibility completely, not my mama's. So yeah, here it is, just a little tour of the beauty of Christmas in Poland, and dealing with the reality for someone like my mama to deal with. It's sometimes feels like Middle Ages to me, because of the way it doesn't work. It just doesn't work, and it's an absolute nightmare for her and me as a result, because I love her so much. I would do anything for her to be healthy, fine, and safe. And we'll just keep fighting to get things sorted in the new year. But in the meantime, I'm wishing you a wonderful day.